raw, real, candid. So sometimes this author thing really sucks. Let's talk about that this episode of Horrible Writing. That will never work. You can't fuck with yourself. Seriously? Don't. Oh my God, that's another thing you can do. That's bad. You probably should find other hobbies. You ever learn how to stop? Be happy. While you're Don't bother me. I've seen better people. Do you really want to? And my third grade, give it up. Welcome to Horrible Writing, the rawest, most candid, in-your-face writing show on the interwebs because none of us have time to suck. Let's do this. Hey everybody, Paul Sadine, host of Horrible Writing. I hope this finds you well, episode 93. Wow, we are cruising towards 100. Which reminds me, if you've been a guest on the show and you're still listening, kudos to you, you're brave. But also, episode 100 is quickly approaching. You got an email from me about what I would like from you if you can be part of the 100th episode. So be sure to go check that out. And if you don't have it anymore, just reach out and I will try to figure out where my draft is so I can send it to you again. But this episode, more importantly than anything, is to those who haven't published yet. Those who are looking to publish, those excited about publishing, but you just haven't stepped off. Because here's the thing that I'm learning and have been learning for the past few months. This publishing thing is tough. Even indie is tough. And it can be discouraging big time. And what I'm talking about is, it's not like I went into this as a blind little lamb. I'm not some kid with huge dreams in front of me. I only have a few decades left on this planet at most. And most of those won't be writing decades. So my author career timeline is very short compared to a lot of people. And I don't do this, at least right now, with a goal of being full-time because I haven't figured out the right secret besides writing some sort of romance to financial freedom as an indie author. I mean, writing romance is a great way to get there. I'm just not interested in that. So I've got to figure out something else, and I'm still figuring those things out as we go. So understanding that means that the financial freedom, if you will, of being able to write full-time just isn't feasible. That hasn't led me into a valley. Interestingly, I wasn't a little lamb, like I said. I listened to Kay Kenyon when she came on all those episodes ago, 70 episodes ago almost, and talked about how writing won't save you. And she's absolutely right. And I've had that in my brain for a long time now because I listened to the people who've walked before me. You listen and you learn from those folks. But what I realized is the compounding impact, the compounding effect, if you will, of all of these challenges of publishing. And where it's got me to the point, last couple months, we're recording in June of 2019. So for a number of months now, suffering some sort of writing lethargy, if you will. I've lost the fire. The heat has been turned down on the gas stove and the gas fireplace. Since that's an easier metaphor to use than talking about some actual fire. But I do have more time to get done what I want to get done than what I am getting done when it comes to things like Amazon ads and newsletters and all of those, another freebie or lead-in free, that perma-free offering, taking things wide, getting audiobooks done. These are all things I have to get done. Facebook ads, Twitter ads, Instagram ads, Pinterest, right? All of these things in and of themselves in that isolated silo are fine. But what I've noticed is the last few months, trying to learn all those things for the past year has really worn me down. And it's really slowed my processes down. I mean, it is June, the middle of June. The scales is still being worked on. I'm waiting for the ACR period to end so I can get those advanced copies back and go publish those. And I'm staying away from certain things because I know it's just not what I need to expose myself to right now. For example, Amazon, of course, because that's my timing with everything in life. Once I get into something major happens / changes, and it disrupts a lot of things. There are people who know what they're doing and have been around for years, and they're suffering. I was just starting to learn ads. Amazon changed something and the bottom fell out. And it's really discouraging to watch the lack of impressions, how many people saw the ad, the click-through rates, the cost per clicks, all of those things going in the wrong directions. Taking a book like The Scales that was outlined years ago and worked on occasionally to making it a priority. Taking a second audio drama and adapting it to a novel. All of those things, when it kind of sucks your excitement away. And if you're not ready for it, if you're not prepared for it, it could really disrail you. If you are a person who struggles with focus, eye on the prize, goal attainment like I am, it's possible, were you in my shoes, you might walk away. And I'm not saying I'm all that. Trust me, I'm not. What I'm saying is I'm carrying that burden on my shoulders, on my back, and it isn't fun. It's making me fall out of love. And anytime that happens, usually it comes out in ways that I don't want. And then ultimately I kind of just fade away. Kind of like what I did with audio drama. I still offer audio dramas to my patrons. So if you're a patron of the show, you get stuff. But the fire is not what it was in 2015, not even remotely close. I don't yearn to learn new things in audio anymore. I don't yearn to be part of that community because of the toxicity, the preferential treatment, the tribalism that is very evident in audio drama. I want no part of it. So I kind of slowly faded away until the only thing I have in a fictional podcast form is, behind a paywall, except obviously for The Stories We Tell, which is a communal group from the, collaborative process. Well, not really collaborative, but the aggregate effort process in the Horrible Writing Writer Support Group, our monthly challenge. But I'm only a small piece of that, a small part of that. For you, as you're starting out, you really need to focus on your goals. You really need to make sure that you know what your goals are and that you're okay with them as your goals, that it is the right goal. It is reasonable. It's specific. It's realistic. You've got that time-defined nature to it. But at the same time, you have to prepare yourself for the inevitable valleys that come along. What works for you when you've been beaten up, kicked around, knocked down, stomped on, etc.? What are those things that help you push yourself back to your feet, get up, dust off, and go again? I thought I had it with the writing. Now, those of you who listen a long time, you know that I also have the still recovering, even though it's June, still recovering from the Achilles, still a walking boot. So I can't run, I can't hike, I can't ski, I can't go to a beach without worrying that I could do something to the Achilles again, going on 8 months now. So the writing was that nice escape. And then if the writing sucked, it was being outside and doing things and being active. Well, that's been taken away. I don't even have that anymore. So it's been the writing. That's a dangerous position to put yourself in. Put myself in. So I share this with you, not to share too many skeletons, but to share because that's candor. Empowerment through candor. That's what this show is about. Do you have a one fail system? For me, that was getting injured. I should have replaced the physical activity with something, and I never did. Are you currently, could you possibly in the future be in a one failure state? Because if you are, you're going to end up in a position like me. Sure, there will be another peak soon. I will start walking back up the mountain at some point, I hope. But I don't know how long this valley stretches out for. So, you look at your world, look at those things, think about, am I in that one failure state? Because if so, I need to do something to make sure I've got other things. Because you're worth it. And so are your stories. So, until episode 94, keep being epic. This has been Horrible Writing, and hopefully after this episode, you suck less than you did at the beginning. I am Paul Sading, your host extraordinaire. You can find me over on the Twitterverse @WritingHorrible and over at paulsading.com/horrible-writing. Until next time, suck less.